Welcome back to DocAndDo. In this training video, I'm going to cover entities, and what I'm going to do is define them, then I'm going to add one, I'll modify another one, and I'll delete one, and I'll take you through that whole walkthrough process so you'll know how to do it yourself. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to log into a business account. So in this case, I'm going to go right into Pivot Point, and I'll go ahead and log in here. And immediately upon logging in, you'll notice I'm taking to my home screen view, if you will. So right underneath the search bar, you're going to see a list of, you're going to see the current active entity that these functions are relating to. And this gear on the right-hand side, I can click it, and it's going to bring up the list of entities that this account right here, this pivot point account, has been associated with. Now in both cases, this pivot point one, I have two entities here, both created by, and you'll see the me under here. When it says me, you know that this is the account that created it. It's also easy to tell because you're going to see a trash can here. You can only delete an entity that you create in that account. So I'm logged in as Pivot Point. You'd be logged in as ABC Company or your company, and you would see your initial one upon creation. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create one. So let's call this, we'll call this the DocAndDo test entity. All right, so we go ahead and we're going to create this entity. And there you have it. I just created an entity. I can exit out of here, and very quickly you'll see that I can come in here and there's this entity. I'll come here and there's nothing here. In the future, you'll see templates where you'll be able to come to the account settings and you'll be able to add a template to here just like you did on the very first one you came into. Now, let's go back. So I've just shown you that. Now, I can come back here and I can modify one. So I can come in here and change the name. So if I want to change it to, instead of test entity, we'll call it not test anymore. And I save it, no problem, same thing. I come back here and you'll notice that in this entity, it says test entity, not a test anymore. And it's tight to see there. I apologize for that, this little scroll bar, but that's exactly what you're looking at. If I select it, this is what it is, DocAndDo, not a test anymore. Now, moving on, I can delete this because I created it. I have the ability to delete it. So before I do, I'm going to quickly show you. I can add in this entity, let's say I wanted to add myself, Frank Curtin. I can add myself right here as an admin. Sorry, let's select me first. As an admin, select add, and there I am. Now Frank Curtin now has access to this entity called DocAndDo, not a test anymore. Okay, and that's how I get myself added in there. So I do all my work logged in as Frank Curtin. I am just creating the entity here. Okay, so now you can see. Now entities, just to give you a general idea, these could be actual companies. They could be departments. It depends on the plan you're on, and it depends on what you want to define for yourself. So you have these options totally available to you to do it any way you choose. So again, it's up to you. And then lastly, I'm going to show you how we delete them. So if I have something in here and I no longer want that, I simply come here. I'm going to get this confirmation. Deleting this entity deletes the functions, processes, sub-processes. Are you sure you want to do it? We'll say yes. And now we are back to this is gone, and we've defaulted back to the original one. And that is how we do entities. So again, you come here, you click on the gear, and you have all your choices right here to add entities, and you can do it by departments, you can do it by groupings of how you would structure your business. Maybe it's a location for you, maybe you've got 3 locations and you've got a headquarters and 2 satellite offices. You can have your main location and have other entities called those locations. Completely up to you. It's just another way you can use this tool in a more effective manner. That's it for entities.